it turns out that people do this for a living. They're a group of people that their job is they specialize in predictions. They're called futurists. So we took a look back at some of their predictions and found out which were on the right path and which were way off the mark.
Let's start with a pretty out there idea from mathematician and scientist D.G. Brennan. In 1968, he predicted that anti-gravity belts would, quote, revolutionize the tactics of land warfare. Yeah, he thought that we'd be using jetpacks and anti-gravity cars in war. Clearly, that's not come true yet, although it would make a good movie. Okay, let's come back to Earth now with a prediction by Ray Kurzweil. In 1999, he wrote that life expectancy would rise to 100 by this past year. Unfortunately for all of us, that hasn't happened. Globally, it hovers just below 75. Okay, let's give Ray another shot. He also made this ominous prediction. He wrote that privacy would be a huge political and social issue since every move we make would be tracked and, quote, stored in a database somewhere. Now, this one is actually kind of true. Our smartphone can track exactly where we are at any time. Every Google search and Facebook post is analyzed and turned into digital data. And this becomes even more visible when you look to countries like China, where widespread surveillance programs have been initiated in which they can keep tabs on anyone in a moment's notice. Speaking of China, futurists Peter Schwartz and Peter Layden predicted that China would be the largest economy by 2020. Well, they were right that the country would grow tremendously, but China hasn't caught the US just yet. If you look at the nominal GDP, we're far ahead, with 21 trillion compared to their GDP of just over 9 trillion. Okay, let's change gears with a prediction that was scary accurate about British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. In 1997, The Independent, a British newspaper, wrote that he would, quote, renegotiate EU membership so Britain stands to Europe as Canada, not Texas, stands to the USA.
Duly elected.
Now here's the weird thing. Back then, he had never even held public office, and was just a journalist. Now he's on track to pull off Brexit by the end of the month. Okay, let's end with a few quick ones. First, there was the prediction that marijuana could be largely decriminalized in the US, something which half the states in the country have already done. Another one predicted that the world's population would reach 8 billion. We're almost there. Oh, and then there was this other one that said that we would all have a personal companion. Thanks, Alexa.
Fun story to put together. I want to add one more interesting prediction that caught my eye, one that appears to be way off the mark. In 1968, a political science professor at MIT predicted by the year of 2018, nationalism should be a waning force in the world. Yeah, this one is not looking to be the case, whether it's here in the US or in Europe. Another one way off the mark, that Americans would be working 26 hours per week. That'd be nice. As we are here working on New Year's morning.
That's
Guys,
great.
I'll send it back to you.
I look forward 10 years from now, Evan, when you put together the next prediction
Yes,
package.
and we'll be working 26 hours a week.
There
so
you
just
go.
wait for
We'll
that.
hold on to that hope.